Practice for group interviews. So it's very common these days to be interviewed by a panel, more than one person at a time. Sometimes you might have an interview with one person as your first interview, but then you get interviewed by at least 2 or 3 people in the company as you progress to maybe a second or third interview. So practice being interviewed by a group of people. And the important thing to remember here is to keep eye contact. So you're going to be asked questions by more than one person. Here's a tip. Look directly at the person addressing you. Get very good at making eye contact with whoever is asking the question. That doesn't mean you ignore everyone else on the panel. So you've got to become really great at glancing around to the others, but always addressing the person who has asked the question. This exhibits that you're listening, that you care, and that you're confident. Often when you dart your eyes around too much at everyone else, it can come off as nervousness. Interviewers expect you to be nervous, but you want to have a balance in the way you communicate body language. So I always say an easy way to do this is to hold eye contact with whoever is talking to you. And look, eye contact can be difficult as well. And if you find that it's a little bit intimidating looking at someone all the time, aim here for, this part of the forehead or even the tip of their nose, because at least you're looking at them. People do become intimidated when people are staring directly and their eyes are boring down at you like that. So, look at the tip of the nose or somewhere here on the forehead, so that you can demonstrate that you're not uncomfortable looking at the person, even if you might be a little bit intimidated staring directly into their eyes. And here's the other thing, don't stare either. So it is about balance. You don't want to avoid looking at the people interviewing you, but you also don't want to stare at people because that can get uncomfortable for them. Everything is about balance. The important thing is to remember that you are likely to be interviewed by more than one person, whether it's at your first interview or the second interview, or if you get to a third interview. So be prepared for it. Practice. And obviously the best way to practice is to get, a couple of people, family members to sit around, 2 or 3 people, and ask them to direct questions at you and practice answering that. Get familiar and comfortable with talking to a panel of interviewers because you're likely to encounter it at some stage of the interview process.